We've promised you more on Congressman Cory Mills. Digging into any detail of his life actually leads to more questions than answers. So every article that we've put out so far is so in-depth, we felt like we needed to simplify things. So here to help unpack the definitive list of Cory Mills stories so far is Blaze News investigative reporter Steve Baker. Steve, it's not boring, right? When we work on this story, it's never boring.
It's never boring. And I'm going to be honest. There's no joy in us taking down a GOP congressman or official of any kind. We don't derive joy from that. But if there are gifts that are not packaged in the holiday season of joy, and this is a gift that just keeps on giving. So we are going to continue giving it back to the public so that they know what's going on.
Well, it's important to go through and tell people what's actually happening with a member of Congress because, Matt, the whole thing started off with a marriage certificate when I came over to your house one Sunday afternoon in March, and I said, something's not right here. There's a radical Muslim, Mohammed al-Hanooti, who is a mufti who ended up marrying one of the GOP congressmen, and I don't know about that, but something's not right here.
Look, I'll be honest here. I do take joy in taking down bad people. I do take a lot of joy in it. But you're right. We don't do this with willy-nilly. So in my head, this year as a goal was if there are egregiously bad actors on the right, now that we've won, we need to clean house on our own side. And then Jill showed up to my house with this bizarre story, looking like the crazy meme with all these photocopies, and I looked at it and thought, if that's true, if he really was married and no one has reported this in the most radical mosque in America, that bears looking into, especially because he started an international arms company with his wife right afterwards, which got some dubious contracts from Iraq right away with no capital or where'd the capital come from. None of them are independently wealthy, supposedly. So in any event, this all starts with the line number one, which was him saying, reports that he was married at a Virginia mosque by a radical Islamic cleric are false and misleading.
You put that on X recently.
Yes, these are false and misleading reports. What's false about a marriage certificate? Remember, we just asked him two simple questions. Right. We wanted to know about his religious journey. Congressman, what religion are you? And is this the person who officiated your wedding? This radical cleric who is an unindicted co-conspirator in the first World Trade Center bombing and a lot more besides, raising money for radical Muslims. And the answer, of course, to both those questions is, well, he says he's not a Muslim, but people said he did convert at the time, at least 5 people we've talked to. And you had to convert, according to many experts in radical Islam. So it's a very weird thing. And then he also claimed, I would regard this as a lie too, that this was somehow a hit piece because we were asking him these questions. We hadn't even written anything yet. He said it was a hit piece because we asked who married him and what religion he was. I mean, you can't make this up.
No, you will be able to get this definitive list at theblaze.com. I should mention that you can follow along with all of us. But Steve, he not only, he says that he's not Muslim, he says that he's Christian. Right. But within that, there are also more questions because in a 2022 article in the Floridian, he claims to be a Catholic. However, he launched his election campaign out of a Word of Faith pastor's home in 2021. So there is even more. Even if you're on the Christianity side, there's still more that is overlapping. Like, are you then a Catholic? Are you Protestant? Are you a Muslim? What's happening?
Yeah, well, first of all, there is the contradiction between his alleged Catholicism and then this pronouncement that he attends a church in the Orlando area, which is it's actually called Word of Faith, and this particular church comes from that stream of evangelical Protestantism, which is the prosperity movement. The name it, claim it movement. And that's where he says that he goes to church. That's what he told our own Blaze reporter, where he attends church, and that these pastors, Cheryl and Steve Ingram, are his pastors. Well, I visited the church, and I visited the pastors, and I can tell you firsthand that they deny that claim. Now, they say that they're flattered by the fact that a prominently known Captain America GOP congressman is talking about their relationship together, but the only thing that he has done is he's only attended their church twice in 4 years since he launched his campaign in 2021. And they also say we do not have any type of pastoral or spiritual advisor role over him.
Yeah, we're going to move on to lie number 3 now, which is where it really all began. It didn't begin actually with the marriage certificate. It began with him telling me on a helicopter ride in Western North Carolina that he was completely single. There was absolutely no one in his life, and he is very lonely. If you've been watching, if you've been following along, you've already heard this one. So I think that we can go ahead and put that one to rest. There might be more on that in an upcoming article. Stay tuned. You'll enjoy it. I will not. It'll be terrible. I don't like talking about it, but it's there either way. So let's go ahead and move on to lie number 4, which is the non-Rangers don't lead the way, where Cory Mills claimed to be an Army Ranger, Matt. And I believe that people that were there when he was serving in Dying Corps over in Iraq, they didn't have any Army Rangers at the first station that they were in. The first city that they were in, none. So Cory could go through and say, I'm an Army Ranger. And then they get transferred to a different city. And there were 5 Army Rangers, and they start asking him all of the questions of, hey, here's our Ranger language. Where'd you do this? Who'd you do that with? And he couldn't answer any of them.
Yeah, my favorite part of this is Jesse Parks, his supervisor, said he witnessed a Ranger veteran and Dying Corps employee chase him down and tell him, if I hear one more time that you have said you're a Ranger, I'm going to beat your ass within an inch of your life and send you home on a medical flight. So I guess he had to stop claiming that. But this is a recurring theme among many of his compadres from his days when he was, overseas.
Yeah, and let's go ahead and get to when he was overseas. This is one of the biggest ones, I think, you guys, because this is central to Cory Mills and his campaign. He was going through and he's saying, I'm a great businessman. I served in the Army. I'm a veteran. And I was blown up twice in Iraq. Let's go ahead and watch this video, SOT 3.
Serving as a member of the Joint Special Operations Command in the 82nd Airborne Division. I deployed multiple times and spent more than 7 years in Iraq, 2 years in Afghanistan, and was awarded the Bronze Star for my actions. I was hit not once, but twice with improvised explosive devices and explosive form projectiles. After you take a hit like that, you don't know if you're going to survive or not.
That's not true. He was not blown up twice in Iraq. We have talked to people that served with him that said, okay, he was in the first one, but not in the second one. His vehicle was actually still like around the corner. He was not involved in that second IED explosion. And then Cory Mills himself admitted that to our reporter Peter Giedel in a 50-minute phone conversation that he had with him and said, oh, I got a concussion in the first one, but you weren't in the second one? And he said, no, that's correct. I was not in the second one, Steve.
Well, real quickly, let's go back to the Ranger comment just for a moment. And it all ties in because it's all a pattern of the lies. One of the things when he was called out on his claim of being in the 75th Regiment of the Rangers, he claimed that, that was a top secret classified regiment. And at that very moment, the Dying Corps guys knew he was full of crap. And that's the long and the short of that. Then we get to this other part about being blown up by an IED. Actually, what he admitted to our own Blaze reporter, Peter Giedel, was, no, that's right, I really wasn't blown up. I actually bounced off of a window. And he tried to conflate that story, even saying that he had a major concussion event. But what actually happened was the medic on site took him off duty for 24 hours just for observation.
Yeah, and that goes to the next one too, where he claimed he was a sniper, and the Dying Corps guys realized he was not, and he in order to qualify for a course at Dying Corps, he had to have sniper credentials before. I don't know what it is about snipers. I think it must be like a video game thing of the last 20, 30 years, like why you get these guys who claimed they're snipers when they're not. But that he completed the course with Dying Corps, but he lied his way into it, which is also demonstrated by the fact that he left Dying Corps, just walked out as soon as they asked for proof of all the credentials that he supposedly had.
One of the things about the sniper camaraderie among that group is the fact that they do have their own language. And I'm not a sniper. I never knew about that particular language until we actually got on the July 13th assassination attempt in Butler, PA, because our sources were sniper trainers, and I began to learn about the special language that they speak. And unfortunately for Cory, he didn't know the language. And again, he was once again outed for his exaggerations, we'll call them.